Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Mishra and this will be your day 14 related to Python basic, and today's topic is introduction to Pandas. So today we discuss about the basic operation on Pandas. So the first concept is all about like we discuss about what is Pandas, like why we need to use Panda. Basically we use Panda for manipulating the text, the tabular data set, right? When we have kind of Excel data set, CSV or Excel format, we can manipulate that data frame. That's why we use Pandas. Okay, also we can use Pandas for manipulating the SQL queries, right? Okay, so how we can use this Pandas? So yes, we can use this Panda by importing this import pandas as pd, and I'm importing this numpy as well, and this is the documentation of pandas library, right? And let's suppose if I want to check the version of this panda, so pd dot double underscore version double underscore, then you will get the this version of panda. So I'm using 2.2.2 version of this pandas, right? Okay, next we discuss about data frame. Okay, what is a data frame? So basically in Python, there are two things in pandas. First is series and the second is data frame. So a series is essentially a column where we have only single column. So apple and orange, let's suppose we have only one column, that is apple and that is orange. So in series you can only have single column, but in data frame you have more than one column. That is your data frame. So you can say by adding multiple series you can create a data frame, right? So this is my apple and this is orange, so I create this data frame where I have apple and orange both, right? So series may we have only one column, but in data frame we have more than one column. Okay, like let me create a simple like first series. A is equals to pd dot series, and then I'm putting 1 2 3 and 4. And if I check the type of this A, see when I check the type of A, so it is giving me pandas core series, right? It is showing me pandas core series because this is a panda core series. Okay, let me print the value of A because this is series data. See, so this is my series data set. Okay, next, let's suppose we want to change the index. Then how we can do that? If we want to change the index, then how we can do that? So for that we need to use index method, because we have 0 1 2 3, right? So we can use index method. Then I use this comma, index is equals to A, then I have this B, then C, and then we have this D, right? Because I changed the index. And when I execute this cell, see, now the indexes has updated now, right? So we have successfully updated the index. Okay, so this was all about your series. We generally use series, but we use data frame multiple times. So let's move ahead and let's discuss about data frame. So the first data frame is, let me create a two-dimensional array, like let me convert a two-dimensional array into data frame. So first of all, I need to create a two-dimensional array. A is equals to np dot random dot randint. We have already discussed about that function in the last class, where I'm having 3 rows and 2 columns. Let me run this cell. See, now my task is to convert that array into data frame. How we can do that? See, df is equals to pd dot data frame. Inside that data frame I need to pass my right. So this is your data frame where I have 0 column and 1 column, because I have not mentioned the column name. That's why I'm getting this 0 and 1, right? Let's suppose you want to add the column name as well. Then how you can do that? That time you need to use comma, columns is equals to columns 1 and column 2. And when I execute this cell, see, now I'm able to update the column name, right? So this is my data frame. We can create a data frame using this pd.dataframe function. Then we create like we try to convert a list into a data frame. How we can do that? See, let me create a list of list. We have our first list where I have Rahul, and the second thing is 20. Then again in another list I have Mohan, then 21, Sohan, 18. So this is my list of list where I have like multiple lists inside a big list. Now I want to convert this into data frame. So df is equals to pd dot. Always remember this d and f should be in capital. A comma columns is equal. Okay. For now I'm not putting this columns. See, I'm getting Rahul 20, Mohan 21, Sohan 18. But let's suppose if I want to add the column name, then that time I need to use comma here, and then I can use columns is equals to name and age. Right. See, now we are able to change the name of the columns. Instead of 0, 1, now we have the column name like name and age. So guys, this was all about to convert a list of list into data frame. Next we discuss about how we can convert a dictionary into a data frame. So first of all, let me create a dictionary. We have like name, and the names are like Rahul, Mohan, Sohan, and then we have age. Inside that age we have few things like 20, 21, 23, right? So this is my dictionary, and if I want to convert this into data frame, so df is equals to pd dot data frame of a. There is no need to put the column name because the keys will automatically converted as your columns, right? So this name is my key and this age is again my key. All right, but what if we have not, like we are not mentioning a value? Let's suppose here we have one more thing, that is 30. Then because we are not having the name corresponding to that 30, that time I will get none. That time I will get the none, because see here it is saying ki, we cannot create that kind of things because we are not having this 30 index. But let's suppose if we have on that condition where we have only value in this age, but we are not having the same index value in this name, so that time it will give me kind of error, not error, it will give me the null values instead of that. Don't worry guys, we will also discuss about null values concept, but later on. Okay, this was all about my dictionary. Next, okay, let's discuss about dictionary where we have some null values, right? So a is equals to, we have a list, inside that list we have some dictionaries like a, and corresponding to this a we have Rahul, age we have 20, name. Then we have one more dictionary where we have name as Mohan, then age 21, and gender we have male, right? This is my A. Now we want to convert this into data frame, right? Now Guys, you will see a null value here because we are not having in this zeroth row, we are not having this gender in this zeroth row. That's why I'm getting this NaN. So this NaN represent as the null values, right? So yes, this is a null value in this data frame. Okay. Next, we would like to create a data frame, right, where we have approximate 100 rows and approximate 5 columns. So how? Let me create numpy np.random.randint. I want the value starting from 1 to 100. I want 100 rows and 5 columns. See, I'm having only 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm having 100 rows. Total, I'm having 100 rows. Okay. Next, df dot, let me put df, because I want to create a data frame. Df is equals to pd dot data frame, and here I am putting this comma, column name. Columns is equals to column 1, comma, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, right? So yes, I'm having all those columns and corresponding the values also I'm having. So the indexes start from 0 to 99, right? Okay. What will be my next thing? My next thing will be to discuss about some functions related to this pandas. So my first function will be head function. So what this head function does, basically this head function will give you the first 5 rows of your data set, right? By default, if you are not mentioning anything like df dot head, if I'm not mentioning anything inside this head, it will give me first 5 rows. By default, it will give me first 5 rows. But if I mention 2, then it will give me first 2 rows only. See, I'm getting the 0th row and the first row. Same, we have another method, that is tail. So tail will give me, by default, it will give me last 5 rows, df dot tail. By default, it will give me last 5 rows, 99, 98, 97, 96, and 95. But if I mention 1 or 2 inside that tail, it will give me last 2 rows or last 3 rows, whatever values I am mentioning here. Those values I will get. Then my next function will be all about columns. Let's suppose if I want to check all the columns, then I need to use df dot columns. So I'm having only column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So using this column method, we can easily retrieve all the columns available in my data set. Then we have this info column, info function. Df dot info, when I put this df dot info, it will give me the basic information of this data set. So what is the basic information about this data set? We have total 100 entries. The values start from 0 to 99, and we have total 5 columns here, and those are my columns, column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those are not null count. It means in this column 1 we have total 100 not null values, and the data type is integer, int 64. The second column again having 100 not null values, and the data type is integer 64. Same goes with this column number 5, where I have not null count 100 and the data type is integer 64. So total we have 5 integer 64 columns, and the memory to store this data set in my Python, it takes 4.0 KB. So this was all about to understand about this info method. Next we discuss about rename function. Let's suppose if I want to check the rename, instead of column 1 I want to mention column A, right? Then how I can do that? That time I need to mention rename function, df dot head, right? So df dot name, rename, and then I'm mentioning columns is equals to, I want to change only 2 columns, column 1 with column A, right? And I want to change this column 2 with column B, right? I want to change only those two columns, right? And also let me df is equals to this, because I want to change those values and want to make changes in my original variable. See, now this column A and B has changed. Column 1 and 2 has changed with column A and column B. Instead of assigning those values, you can use in place equal to true, because when you put this in place equal to true, those changes will that will be permanent changes, right? So we always need to use in place equal to true, so that changes will be appear for permanently in your original data set. Let's suppose you want to change delete a column, and that is column, let's suppose I want to drop this column number 5. So df dot drop columns is equals to column 5, right? And x is equal to 1, because x is equal to 1 means I want to change the column, and in place equal to true. So once I put this in place equal to true, that changes will happen on my original data frame. Now this column 5 has deleted from my original data set, right? So guys, this was all about my data set. This was all about the basic information about NumPy. Next we discuss about some kind of importing a data set from my drive. Next we try to connect my Google Drive with Google Colab, and then we try to retrieve that data set, right? Okay. Okay, so guys, let me show you the data set, which data set we are going to import on my Google Colab. So yes, this is my data set. I have already uploaded that data set on my Google Drive. So this is my data set which I want to import on my Google Colab, right? So we have this ID column in this IMDb data set. We have this belong to collection, budget, genre, homepage, IMDb ID, original language, original title, overview, popularity, poster path, production company, production country, release date, runtime, spoken language. Those columns we have. Now I want to connect my Google Drive with Google Colab, and then I want to use that data set. Then how I can do that? First of all, I need to import that data set on my Google Drive, right? Then you need to click on this files option. Then you need to click on this drive, like mount drive. When you click on this button, it will ask some permission, so you need to allow all those permissions, and within few seconds your Google Drive will connected with Google Colab, right? And then you need to copy the path where you have stored that data set. So yes, I'm getting this my drive option here. In my drive, I store that data set in my drive. In my drive, I need to go to this Colab notebook. Inside that Colab notebook, I have a folder with the name of data set. Inside that data set, I should have this IMDb data set. See, I stored that data set here. I need to copy path. So I click on this copy path. Now path is equals to this my path, and then df is equals to pd dot read underscore csv. So basically csv, because this is a csv format, IMDb dataset dot csv. So that's why I put this read underscore csv, and then I need to pass this path df dot head, and boom, I got my data set. I have successfully import that IMDb dataset from my Google Drive to this Google Colab. So I have this ID column. The second column is belong to collection. Then I have this budget column. Then I have this genre, homepage, IMDb ID, original language, original title, overview, popularity. And then I am having this dot dot dot. It means that we have multiple columns here. Then I am having this release date, runtime, spoken language, status, tagline, title, keyword, cast, crew, revenue. So we have successfully import a data set which is available on Google Drive on my Google Colab. And this was all about my head. Let me check about df dot shape. So this shape will give me the total rows and columns. So we have total 3000 rows and 23 columns available in this data set. If I want to check df.info, so this will give me the basic information about this data set. So we have total 3000 entities. We have 23 columns. So the first column is ID, then we have belong to collection. In belong to collection, we have only 604 rows filled. It means that there are many rows filled with null value, right? In journal column, only 2993 values filled. It means total 7 values are null in this journal column, and that is a data type of each column. So total we have 2 columns in float, and we have 3 columns in integer, and total 18 columns available in object format. To store that data set, Python takes 539.2 plus KB, right? Let me check if I want to check all the columns. So I just need to use df.columns. I will get all those columns. So those all my columns. Those are some columns which I have in this data set, right? So those all my columns which we have in this data set. And yes, that's all about your introduction to pandas, right? So today we discuss the difference between series and data frame. Then we move and then we discuss how we can convert a NumPy array into data frame. Then we discuss to convert the multiple list, like list inside the list, into the data frame. Then we discuss using dictionary. We create a data frame using dictionary. Then we check about null values. After that, we check create a big data set where I have 100 rows and 5 columns. Then we convert that data set into data frame. After that, we check head, then tail. After that, we check about columns, then info, and then we check about rename a column, right? After that, we try to import a data set from Google Drive, right? Where I have this data set, IMDb data set, and this is my home page. In home page, we have so many values null. That is my null values. See, those are my null values. Here also I'm having some null values, right? So yes, this was all about your today's class. I will share that Google Colab file in the description, and also I will share this dataset file in this description. In the next class, we discuss about some pandas operation. So that's it for today. See you in the next class. Till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone.